Hey everyone, welcome back to What's News, where we bring you the most important, most interesting, most insightful tech news in less time than it takes you to drink a cup of coffee. So, without further ado, roll that intro. Okay, so in our first bit of news today, we shift focus to the US of A. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live in Facebook Town or Googleville? Or have Mark Zuckerberg as your governor? Well, wonder no more. Nevada's got you covered. See, the state of Nevada wants to do something radical in a bid to change its economics. In order to generate income, Nevada depends primarily on gambling and tourism. But because of the coronavirus pandemic, this has taken a major hit, and they've realized that they have to diversify, and they see diversification as big tech. They want to attract big tech to their state, and they do this by giving big tech their opportunity to realize their goals and dreams and become big government. That's right. If you're a big tech company that has more than $1.25 billion to spend, then the state of Nevada will give you 50,000 acres to develop your own township in. That's not even the interesting thing. Here's where it gets really interesting, right? Within that township, not only can you develop everything inside it, but you can set laws. You don't have to follow the local county laws. You can make your own, and you can have your own law keepers, which is basically a police force. Imagine Mark Zuckerberg in charge of his own police force. Yeah. Now the governor of Nevada does admit that this is very radical, and it is. It's out of the ballpark. It's out of the county, quite literally. But he says that in order to attract big tech, they have to make such a radical move to give them some impetus to get into that state. Citing an example of what things might look like, he talked about something called Blockchain LLC. Blockchain LLC is a company that deals with cryptocurrency, and they have been in talks with the state of Nevada for years now to make a little city or a tiny township of their own that will run completely on a stable blockchain-based cryptocurrency. And they want to use blockchain for everything. We're talking Internet of Things, transfer of money, everything on blockchain, and they want to do their bit in sending cryptocurrency and blockchain technology to the moon. Just like you can send this channel to the moon by clicking that like and subscribe button and sharing it with your friends. It's free, guys. Come on, it's free. Do it. Why not? Shifting focus across the Atlantic over to Europe, we take a look at France. France has taken a step to enforce the right to repair and has actually enforced the need for certain manufacturers such as Apple to announce their product repairability score. Basically, if you go and try and buy an iPhone from the Apple website in France now, they have to mention how repairable the phone is on a scale of 1 to 10. Going forward, this will allow you to make more informed decisions as to who you want to encourage. Whether you want to encourage Apple or Samsung or Google based on how repairable their product is. Now you might think, yeah, what if it costs more to repair it than to actually buy a new phone? They've got you covered. See, the repairability score depends on 5 different things. Number 1, technical documentation available from the manufacturer for repairing the device. Number 2, availability of tools to be able to access the internal components of the device and repair them. Number 3, availability of the spare parts. Number 4, and quite importantly, the price of those spare parts. Having an economical repair ecosystem will improve the repairability score. And number 5, specific criteria for that class of product that can change from product to product. Had enough of European news? Well, we can shift back across the Atlantic to the United States and talk about new energy sources. We're not talking about solar, we're not talking about wind. There are many countries involved in those technologies. India with their solar alliance, Denmark with their wind energy island that they're making in the North Sea. We've covered that in the previous episode. You might want to go check it out. No, we're talking about the United States and what seems to be the first move in 40 years to actually try and push away from current energy generation techniques. Well, now the US has actually laid out a roadmap to bring fusion power plants to the market by 2040. Well, at least a pilot power plant. And here's the interesting thing. Not only have they specified the technical specifications for this pilot fusion power plant, for example, it has to create at least 50 megawatts of electricity and the design has to be ready by as early as 2028. But also, the power plant cannot cost more than $5 to $6 billion to set up. And the research that leads up to the 2040 release of the power plant has to include set costs for actually producing more power plants of this size or larger. This has come on the back of the success that the US have seen with the private sector working with space technology. See, the private sector has been very good at taking intellectual property and making it commercially viable and actually bringing it to the market. So they figured, we'll do the research and we'll also set costs so that private companies can easily look at the costs and decide for themselves how to bring fusion power to the market and incorporate it into our electricity grids. So assuming this channel grows and keeps going for the next 2 decades, at some point in time, you will see more news about developments in fusion power plant technology on this channel, and we'll cover that, and hopefully we get to see it incorporated in our grids within our lifetimes. And that's almost it from the news today. Before you go, let me leave you with just one little tidbit. Just call it a bonus for those of you who've sat till the very end of this video. If you've ever wondered what it would be like to watch dinosaurs across your living room, or saber-toothed tigers, or woolly mammoths even, well, there's a solution. David Attenborough's brought to you a new app called Museum Alive that you can download on your iPhone, any iOS device basically. It's only available on iOS, but they are developing it for Android as well, I believe. But if you've got an iOS device, you can download this, and using augmented reality, you can see what it's like to have dinosaurs in your very own living room on the comfort of your couch. Museum Alive is the name of the app. You might want to check it out. And that's it for the tech news today. I hope you enjoyed our segment. We'll see you in the next one very shortly. Stay peaceful, stay safe, stay colorful. Bye.